This ain't Bon Jovi. The Philadelphia Eagles are more than halfway there. They are about 87.3% there. They're almost there. They're not finishing completely, but things are starting to change. They have a winning streak. They are starting to change things in terms of running the football. Josh Adams got more than 20 carries again, 85 yards. They were able to close out the Redskins in the second half, 36 yards. I know it was butt fumble and Marky Mark and the Marky Mark bunch, but it was only 36 yards. First quarter, they scored on the opening drive. 9 of 11 first quarters, the Eagles haven't scored any points. Things are starting to change. The ball is rolling. It's rolling downhill, and it's set for a clash with Dallas on Sunday. Philly 500 is here. I am Adrian Fedke. The Eagles put away the Redskins, but I still want to see more from Carson Wentz. What do you think?
I say this. This may not be Bon Jovi, but I'm living on a prayer right now. Because I tell you what, I'm thinking big. I'm thinking big time. I'm thinking Big D and the double moonwalking of the Dallas Cowboys next week. But as far as Carson Wentz goes, I thought he was okay. I thought he made some bad throws. I thought the interception in the end zone was a bad throw. I didn't even like the play call. I would like to see if that was tipped at if the defensive lineman tipped that ball and changed the direction of it. But
by the way, to comment on that, so there's a Twitter guy, Patrick Causey. He changed his Twitter though. It's like PMC something, but shout out to him. So hat tip to you. So he made a video about a linebacker apparently misdirecting that pass, whether or not that actually changed the direction or not. But from watching it live, it looked like he just threw it behind.
Yeah,
bad throw. It may have been, but it wasn't a good night for Carson. For his standards, this wasn't good. They scored 28 points. They were still able to put 28 points on the board. Maybe that is enough to beat Dallas. I don't know. But if he plays like this next week, I don't think it's going to be enough, obviously. Some of the things that he was missing. So in the first half, he missed a couple of the touch throws and the deep balls, and then the one by the goal line, and then the really bad one was the 3rd and 3. And there's been a problem since the bye, I think, with Carson's mechanics in terms of setting his feet. I don't think it's been where it needs to be, and I'm talking about from the bye on. Because before that, he was playing exceptionally well, I think. Yeah. But since the bye, it's been kind of off for him, and he needs to be better against Dallas and for this potential run. Because 87.3%, I said. The reason why it's not 100 is because Carson needs to put it together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, first drive of the game, we saw what Carson Wentz is. Did you remember the play where he was getting scrambled and he told Tate to go and he just hit him on a floater?
Oh my God.
Then the touchdown pass. That's what we expect from Carson. But I think when you get mechanics off, because he is throwing off his back foot and he's rushing throws sometimes. And I think that's what happens.
He's sailing the ball.
That happens when you get too much pressure. You get hit too much. Okay? And we got a guy coming back from a major ACL injury. I mean, maybe, it's still in his head at some point. But I agree. Carson plays like he did tonight against Dallas. I think we lose. I think Carson has to be better. It has to be his best game of the year. I thought he was okay tonight. I thought he showed flashes, but then he had some bad throws. He missed Aguilar on a deep ball where he was open. He underthrew, the interception in the end zone. Then there was a Golden Tate pass he missed coming across, I thought was bad. And then there was a screen pass he overthrew, I think, Ertz. So he made some bad throws. And to me, it looked like when he felt pressure coming, he get happy feet. But overall, I thought he was all right. I thought he was okay.
Yeah. I thought it was below average for his standards. And he just needs to be better. Because since the bye, he just needs to play better, I think. And, we'll see against Dallas. So the thing that I like seeing, again, was Josh Adams getting the ball And there were so many positives out of this. So the opening drive, they go right to Adams, and this was such a positive for me. Right out of the gate, they go right down the field. 5 carries for Adams for I think it was 28 yards he had, and Wentz was 5 of 5 on the drive, and they just marched right down the field, and they scored a touchdown. And for the first time, I was like, man, this feels like last year. And there were like a couple glimpses in this game where like, man, for the first time, it kind of feels like last year. And then they had their kind of self-destructing wounds, which is kind of what the 2018 Eagles have been known for. I mean, you didn't get the 4th and goal, and I guess we can talk about that. You know, whenever you don't get it, you're going to get heat. I mean, one of the things that I get on Doug Peterson for is to not run the ball on 4th and goal from the 1. They ran the ball from 4th and goal from the 1. I am not going to sit here and complain about that. I'm trying to remember what they had personnel-wise in the field. They had the multiple tight ends, I believe.
I don't remember if they had the multiple tight ends. I know that somebody missed that. They had Lane and Brooks. One guy, and he came unblocked.
Yeah, and you're not going to get a conversion if somebody comes up unblocked.
No. I honestly didn't mind the running on 4th down. What I didn't like about the red zone offense is I thought in the red zone they were very predictable. Every time I think during the red zone they were throwing on first down, then they would come back and run on 2nd down, I believe, and then throw on it was kind of predictable. And the one where Carson had the interception, I thought the Redskins were playing the pass the whole way. I think the play was to run the ball down there. I didn't like the red zone offense tonight. I definitely had a problem with that. But overall, I mean, as the play call went, as balance on the offense went, I thought they were better than last week. And that's what we said. Beat the Giants. Then you got to play a little bit better. Beat the Redskins. And you got to constantly build on each game. So next week, they got to be better. Yeah. They got to be better.
But, and that's the next conversation about Josh Adams and building that balance. I was glad that he got the ball 20-plus times again because, you know, it was about, I don't know, an hour before the game or whatever, it was announced that Darren Sproles would be activated. And I was like, all right, I just hope he doesn't, you know, eat into Josh Adams' carries too much. You had the 3rd and 4, which, like, really pissed me off because, you know, Doug gets cutesy sometimes. He does the 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 where he runs the ball, and then 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1 he throws it. So he does that Doug or Andy Reid effect there. But you know, they were able to fix some things that weren't going right along the year, and that's what I'm like really encouraged to see. And they ran the ball, and because they ran the ball, the offensive line played a lot better, and they were doing these screens right. And James Kelce was freaking unbelievable. Oh, my God. This might have been one of the best games of his career, to be honest. The one block on, I believe it was Mason Foster, he had him with the right hand, where he friggin' took him, dragged him 10 yards, and then the other hand, he gets the other block.
I know.
This was unbelievable. And he was doing this all night on the screen game. He was and Clement was finally making the right cuts on the screen because sometimes he veers out of bounds instead of cutting inside off of his blocks. And they were doing this. And so they had the running game, the screen game, and that was setting up the passing game as well. Yeah. So things were open. And the offense was opening up. And unfortunately, this was just the night that Carson Wentz just, missed some throws. Like, they could have put up, 42 points tonight if they wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, there's at least 14 points that I believe that should be on the board that is not on the board. And like you said, Carson definitely missed some throws. I thought he was average. I thought he played okay tonight. I thought that interception really hurt in the end zone. But I also, then again, I have to say I liked how he answered back. He actually came back and went
big.
Down.
Yeah, that is big to talk about because, he threw the interception, and the next drive, they pretty much that's when they put the game away. So they went on that huge drive. It was 85 yards, I think they went on the march. It was, and they went again. It was right down the field, and that was something that I saw tonight. They were moving the ball kind of consistently. it was 14-13 at halftime, but it felt like the Eagles were kind of in control of the game. It never felt like the Redskins were in control, right?
No.
Like the Eagles were in control of this game the entire night essentially.
Yeah, I thought they had the best first quarter that they had all year for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
Hopefully things will get going. It was nice to see them use Golden Tate finally. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, what were
they actually used him in passing downs down the field a little bit. And then that opened up those screen passes to him where he was breaking tackles. But they actually threw downfield to him, which was really nice. I thought the play calling was much better. I still got to say, I think they don't roll Carson out enough. A couple times he rolled to his right because of the pressure, and it just bought him so much time, and he had a really nice pass down the field to Aguilar. There were a couple others. I think they should design rollouts to Carson to get him, on the outside, get him some time. Because sometimes, that pressure up the middle, he doesn't take off like he used to. Not this year. And if they could buy him more time, I think he'll tear everybody up. And I thought the line did much better job tonight overall.
Funny that you mentioned that throw to Aguilar, right? The one where he was going to his right. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
So earlier in the season, they wouldn't have made that throw. You know why? Because Wendell Small was in the backfield. And when Wendell Small was in the backfield, he wouldn't have picked up the blitz like Clement did in that situation. Yeah. And that allowed Carson Wentz to make the throw downfield to Aguilar. And that just goes to show how many yards that can be left out on the field by poor line play, by poor blitz pickup by either tight ends or whatever, running backs. And that was a 20, 30-yard play. So, this is stuff that can happen.
Yeah, and I got to say, it looked like Carson was also audibling more. He was changing the plays more in the line of scrimmage I've seen him do in a while. So I thought that was good too. I don't know if it's just been him or it's just not been as vocal, but it seems like to me like he was doing more at the line of scrimmage pre-snap.
So Golden Tate, in reference to what you were saying, and I saw more of this. And by the way, I was really eager to do a film room with Brendan last week because we were going to talk about some of the formations that the Eagles were starting to use. And, so they're doing a lot more bunch in the slot, little stack in the slot. You're seeing Jeffrey more in the slot. They're not even putting guys out wide. And, the tight ends are going – like we'll see like Ertz in there with Aguilar, or if it's like Jeffrey and Aguilar, Tate and Aguilar, Tate with Ertz. Like they just keep matching these different things and pairings together, whether it's a stack or a bunch. And it seems to be working the last 2 weeks. I mean, things are starting to open up for the offense. So, whether that's Doug Peterson, whether it's Mike Groh finally implementing Golden Tate into the offense correctly and more wisely. So 7 for 85 yards for Golden Tate tonight in the touchdown on 7 targets. So he caught every one of his targets. Ertz, 9 receptions for 83 yards on 10 targets. So, it's starting to look a little bit better.
It looked better.
Yeah, it goes back.
It's 87.3%.
7.3%. They're B plus.
Well,
they're not to a Super Bowl A plus level. They're playing at a B plus level the last 2 weeks.
I gave the Redskins 100% double moonwalk tonight. They got 100% double moonwalk because they're done. You can stick in a fork in them. Oh, they're done. They lose McCoy. Shame. You think he broke his fibula? He's out for a year. Yeah, Buff fumble takes over.
Oh, Marky. Those are the luxuries of playing Mark Sanchez. And this kind of leads to this topic and the second half defense being better the last 2 weeks. So 56 yards last week, I think it was in the second half. They allowed 36 yards this week. You're playing with a banged-up secondary. The defensive line is playing a lot better. Now, you might say to yourself, well, it's only Eli Manning and Mark Sanchez. Granted, honestly, I agree with you on Mark Sanchez, okay? Like, he threw a terrible interception to Nate Jerry. So that was atrocious. Oh, you want to talk about the stench of Dak Prescott. That was overwhelming. That stink.
No, that was Buff fumble.
That smelled like spoiled cottage cheese. Oh.
Yeah, that was bad. But I tell you what, on the defensive side of the ball, they got to tackle better. I mean, first of all, first play of the game.
So, oh yeah, sorry.
I'm just gonna say, like first play, Mark Sanchez comes in. They get a 90-yard touchdown run. Oh. Why would you even play Mark Sanchez on that play? Wouldn't you key on Peterson at that point? I thought that was bad. I thought that was bad. Then in the second half, going, right before halftime, it was like third and long, whatever. Reed catches the ball like 3 or 4 yards, and he fights 4 Eagles and gets the first down. Yeah. Continues the drive for a field goal. Can't allow that.
Those are things that are unacceptable, and those are the things that we can nitpick on. I guess later in the show.
Yeah.
Because they're using timeouts, and then they burn timeouts, and then they wind up giving up a field goal there at the end. But God, what was I just? Oh yeah, okay, defensive.
Sorry.
And the way that they took over in the second half against Michael Bennett has been a beast. But Fletcher Cox is starting to wake up. Yeah, yes. It's starting to wag again in his pants because he got some deep penetration. Deep. Yeah. It was rough, ferocious, and vibracious tonight.
There it is. I want that to be a ringtone. Like my wife calls, deep penetration. I love it. I gotta make
See, my deep penetration's starting to come back too. 87.3%.
We're feeling good about ourselves. We won 2 in a row for the first time all year.
First time all year. We've got a winning streak. We beat up on the Giants and the Redskins. All right.
Yeah, I got nervous when it was like 3rd and 30. I was like, oh crap! I think at one point it was like 3rd and 30 or something like that. I was like, oh no.
As long as they had the 6 defense out there, we're okay, right?
Yeah, but I thought the defensive line did play better. But they still got to be. I still think they got to be. They got to do a better job against the run next week because Zeke is going to be going off and he's going to be getting a lot of carries. It's a good win. It's a good win. I don't care how you look at it. Yeah.
What did AP have besides the 90-yard run? Let's see. But they shut him down. Besides that, they did. They only had 98 yards total. So. Yeah. 8 for 8 on the other carries. You just gave up the big one. And that's the thing, too. It's like you're giving up some of these big ones. And on that play, that's going to be one we're going to look at on the film room, I'm sure. So it looked like Corey Graham was blocked. And then Sidney Jones tried to come over, and he missed
the tackle. Yeah.
So the thing that's starting to happen with Sidney Jones is he's got cover skills, and the cover skills look really good. But he's got tackling problems right now. And something that happened with the Saints, they were running at him, and that led to a big gain. And it happened again tonight, where it looked like he was trying to come across and make a tackle, and he just completely missed.
Yeah.
Got to make that play.
Got to make that play. But in the end, I mean, it didn't hurt us. But those are the kind of things that they have to shore up next week. When we talk about Carson's got to be much better next week. That run defense has got to be better too. You can't allow that. That could be a game changer like that. I mean, you figure the whole first half, the Eagles pretty much dominated the Redskins, and then they break off that 90-yarder. It's like, damn.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what it was. Like they were dominating the game, and they were like I was saying, they were controlling the game. Then you had a big run, and then boom, they're right back in the damn thing.
Yeah.
And part of it was like the Eagles were playing this efficient football tonight where they were, going up and down the field, but they were taking a lot of clock off. And they had the 3 and out, I believe, on the 3rd and 4th. Yeah. But they had those 2, just the 4th and goal you missed, and you had the red zone touchdown or interception.
I also want to say offensively real quick, I thought Sproles did a nice little job for his first game back in a while. I thought he helped out a lot, especially in that screen game,
Yeah, let's see what he had. It was 4 for 22 on the carries. So besides that 3rd and 4, he had that he was the touchdown run on the Kelsey block, and then he had a couple other ones. I mean, it's better than what Wendell Smallwood was providing.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, that's something you'd like to see. I mean, I thought the big thing was in the running from the running back point of view is again Adams, but also seeing the pass protection was better from that.
Better. Oh, it was much better. Yeah.
It's like you exit Wendell Smallwood away from the situation, and I believe there was at one point he came on for a play, didn't he? He came.
I didn't see him. I don't remember seeing him.
It pissed me off, dude.
It would have.
I was like, this is random. It's like the fourth quarter. Why is Wendell Smallwood out there on the field?
I don't remember.
I might have been wrong. I could have been, but if that was what I saw, I thought I saw. I
keep him off the field.
I don't ever want to see him again.
So what do you think about Josh Adams? Do you think that we found our future back, or you need to see more?
I think he's a solid complement downhill guy to a second-round draft pick next year.
Yeah, I think you're right. I still think I got to go early in the draft for a running back. I agree.
Yeah, I think I see. Like, I think you might have something, but like, I think if you pair him with someone, and like, kind of you get back to what you really want to do with that committee or whatever. Where he's getting like 10 to 15 carries and the other guy's getting like 15 carries or whatever. That's kind of where you want to be at.
Yeah. So, I got to tell you, just using him and having that unpredictability of whether you're going to run or pass, just having the Cowboys have to worry about him and plan for him, it helps the passing game. Yeah. I think people don't realize sometimes that when you're so predictable – and teams don't even game plan for your run game because they don't respect it. It hurts you. I think this was a great. I think it was a great game for Josh Adams, man. I really do.
I want to see something. I'm trying to look at what they did in the fourth quarter in terms of closing the game, because that's been a problem all season long, where like you remember early in the season, Carolina, Tennessee, they would come back. They would get these 3 and outs because the Eagles weren't able to run the ball.
Yeah.
Were they able to run the ball a little bit? Let's see. Jeez, my computer's like freezing. I'm sorry. But it looks like they went on a 5-minute, 14-second drive here, 10 plays, 47 yards. And if I remember correctly, Josh Adams was getting some yardage on that drive. It froze. I'm sorry. But if I remember correctly, they were able to freaking move the ball. And they were able to show for the first time that they were able to move the ball in the fourth quarter since they had LeGarrette Blount. That's basically where I was trying to get at.
Yeah, they did. They had flashes of.
Even my computer's at 87.3%.
87.3.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
Hey, man, a win is a win. We are 500. Carolina lost. Minnesota lost. Washington lost. All of a sudden, we're in the hunt. We are in the thick of this thing.
That's the crazy thing. Yeah, everybody lost yesterday.
Yeah.
I think you just said that, right? And
yeah.
Literally all the teams you just said.
Except for Seattle. Seattle won, but
Seattle's going to probably be the 5 seed. And they've surprised me this year. And it shouldn't have surprised me, but it did because like they basically didn't have an offensive line coming into the year, if you remember.
Yeah.
They've done a really good job up front. And that defense was completely like reshuffling and rebuilding on the fly. And they've been able to build that. It's unbelievable. So they're 7-5. They're the 5 seed. And then you got Minnesota. I mean, I believe in terms of a wild card. I mean, we'll see. I mean, the Eagles, I still think kind of like have to run the table here. Because Minnesota, they have a tough game next week. But then after that, it gets easier. They play Seattle next week, I believe. Right? If I'm correct. Seattle and Minnesota.
Oh, really? That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
if I think, is it?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Let me see if my.
But if you're right, I mean that's good for the Eagles. Really, somebody's going to lose.
Yeah, but I like it. It sucks with the. Well, I guess it doesn't matter with the tiebreaker with the Vikings. They have that tie.
Well, and let me ask you: isn't a 3-way tiebreaker different than a 2-way tiebreaker? So 2-way tiebreaker, you go head to head.
Yeah.
But a 3-way doesn't count head to head first. It counts like conference.
I'd have to dig into that deeper. Like
Yeah,
I can take a guess into what I think it is, but it may not be accurate. Like I would think that they would go like the record between them, but like then again, one of those teams probably doesn't play each other. So maybe they do something where it's probably record within the conference.
Yeah, I think in a three-way tie, it's conference, not head-to-head.
And then it's record between conference and conference.
Yeah. So,
but I don't know if that's right or not. So
I'm pretty sure head-to-head doesn't matter in a three-way. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, Carolina's in free fall. I don't think it's going to get any better for them.
I never thought they were that good, and then they went 6-2. I was like, holy shit, maybe.
Yeah. And then Minnesota. I mean, I don't know what Minnesota has left schedule-wise, but the Eagles are all of a sudden in the middle of this thing. And if they beat Dallas next week, technically they would be in first place. They would have the tiebreaker over Dallas.
Yeah. I think you're going to have to win the NFC East. That's me right now, though.
Yeah. Well,
even Carolina, it's like they have the tiebreaker over you.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks that there's all these teams like who knows? Maybe Fitzmagic goes back in there again, and the Bucks get hot, and they get the tiebreaker over you. Like you don't know, but like that's what I mean. It's like they
it's gonna be a wild finish. The wild card situation.
I'm still in like they need to run the table. They need to get to 10-6.
Well. Let's think. They got to. If they beat Dallas, technically for the week they would be ahead because Dallas would have 2 division losses. But the Eagles then have to go play the Rams. Now that's the tough match. That's a really hard game. Except that the Rams can clinch a 2 seed, I believe, with a win next week, which may make them take the foot off the pedal just enough, where the Eagles could go in and sneak in and beat them.
Well, that's what you're hoping for. And there's the big thing here in this equation is how the Colts are going to bounce back from this loss against the Jaguars. They got the Texans, and then they play the Cowboys. So you're probably going to get a desperate Colts team. The game's in Indy, and that's the hope from the Eagles side. So you got to win this week and then hope the Colts lose. So then you can afford to split against the Rams in Houston. You only have to win one of those games in order to win the NFC East. But if that's not the case, then they have to run the table.
Yeah.
Unless the Giants, who do they play? It's the Giants and
Giants played Dallas last game of the season.
And who else do they play?
The Giants.
No, I don't know. The Cowboys. What's the
Cowboys got? What they got? I think they got Tampa Bay, which is a win. I think that
game's in Tampa. That might not be. Oh, never mind. It's in Dallas.
I think that Colts game could be a
that's the game that they could lose.
Yeah, because they could score points, and they're probably going to lose to Houston, so they're going to be desperate. They're going to be desperate.
They'll beat the Bucks. They'll beat the Giants. So they're going to be 9-7 because the Eagles are going to win this week. They are going to beat the Cowboys.
They're going to, and I'm not going to shave my head. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's a double moonwalk to Dallas Cowboys ass. Yeah. And the Cowboy fans don't know what's coming if we win. Because I've heard a lot of crap for 2 weeks. 3 weeks.
You know what? Hey, you know what? I look at this as a big positive. They are gassing them up. Gas them up. Gas them up. Gas them up. Gas. Yeah. Let's pop the bubble. Let's pop.
Yeah. It's really big bubble right now.
Oh,
it's gigantic.
Dak Prescott is suddenly better than Carson Wentz again. After about a month ago, they're talking about let's get rid of Jason Garrett. Dak Prescott, maybe he's not the answer. Maybe we should draft a quarterback. There were some people in Dallas saying that. Now all of a sudden he's better than Carson Wentz again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, I don't know what it is, but New Orleans seems to always have a hard time in Dallas when they play Dallas in Dallas. And that I got to hope that was Dallas's Super Bowl. That was their big Super Bowl. Now it's time to come down to earth. What a lot of people don't understand, and Dallas fans especially, is they go, well, we beat New Orleans and you got crushed from them. Therefore, you can't beat us. But playing New Orleans in New Orleans is different than playing New Orleans on the road or at home. Okay? So in the NFL, it's a week-to-week league. And when you deal with a division opponent, you throw everything out the window. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. And I would not be shocked if the Eagles go in and beat Dallas. I would not be shocked. They've done it many times.
I'd be shocked if they lost.
Yeah, I think they're going to win. I think the Eagles are going to win, and my hair will be safe. Because let me tell you, people, the only reason my wife married me was because of my hair on my head. What do I got if I lose it? I got nothing.
Oh man, that's man. I can't wait for this game. It's we'll see, man. And it's crazy to think about. It's like the big weakness for the entire season has been the offense, and it's for a lot of people it's been the loss of Frank Reich, and Frank Reich might be the difference maker in this whole thing. 360 all the way around.
Maybe.
He needs to beat the Cowboys.
Yes. Frank he owes us that.
He owes us big time.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's not really his fault because who wouldn't take the head coaching job? But still, give us like he gave the press refreshments one time as a way to give back. I think that was him. But he needs to deliver the city of Philadelphia a win.
Yeah. Do us a favor.
Because the Saints couldn't do it for us.
No, the Saints couldn't. We needed the Saints to do it. But look, the Colts can score points, and they're at home, right? That's in Indy, right?
Yeah.
That's the big break. I think the Colts are good.
Man, they lost that game in Jacksonville. That's terrible.
Well, get that stinker out of the way.
That's true.
Get it out of the way, and then Houston probably beats them. And then they have to win against Dallas. They go in. Luck throws 4 or 5 touchdowns. It's beautiful.
Let's see what that defense, man. That defense has been really good, and it's going to be even tough for the Eagles. We'll see if the Eagles have really fixed things. Where you can run, we'll get into Dallas. This is for the Redskins. This is a Redskins recap show. We're already talking about Dallas. Look at us.
We're ready.
Can't wait. We couldn't wait.
No. I've been wanting to think about that Dallas game. I keep having to tell myself, we got to beat the Redskins first. Now we're there. Now I'm ready. I'm ready to double moonwalk that team's ass. I want to double moonwalk Dallas's ass one final time this year. I just want it. I want it so bad. Just give us that win.
Give it to us, Frank. Do it, Frank. Do it, Frank. Come on, Frank. One time, baby. All right. So I'm gonna see if I'm gonna pull up a chat. All right. So that's what we got into everything, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I mean, like, I think Rasul Douglas was having some trouble still, but
he had some covered problems, but he tackled really well.
Like they all made up for it in the second half. So it's hard to get him on anybody. Let's see. Yeah, my computer is like, dude, it might be worse than 87.3%. Being really slow. It's like, dude, it might be worse than 87.3%. All right, here we go.
I could sing for everybody. Bad dog is a mad dog, 'cause the Giants always stink.
So people are saying, how can we score in Dallas D? Here's the thing that I'm looking at. All right? And I'll just say it right now. So the thing that they were able to do against the Saints, and their linebackers are magnificent. You got Leighton Vander Esch, you got Jalen Smith. There's so much athleticism. Being able to go sideline to sideline. And that's vital if you're going to go against Alvin Kamara and that offense of the Saints. I mean, Alvin Kamara is the offense more than Drew Brees at this point, I believe. And that's what they were able to do last week. They took away Drew Brees' safety valve. They took away the running game, too, and the way that they like to go sideline to sideline. Josh Adams, the way that they like to go with him, they've been moving the ball going north-south. And if you run at Leighton Vander Esch, this was his big weakness in college. He's not great at getting off blocks. And if you can run at the Cowboys, run the ball with Josh Adams, and this is something that's tough to do against the Redskins in that front. They have what they have up front.
Yeah, right.
If you establish the run against the Cowboys, this is why, each week it's different with teams. I mean, teams match up differently against different teams. And the Eagles with this matchup, they all of a sudden they might have a running game now. It looks like they do with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Run the ball up the gut, and that's what you go after. You don't go sideline to sideline on these linebackers.
Right.
You go up the middle.
And a couple of weeks ago when they played Dallas, they were able to move the ball on them. They were able to score some points, especially in the second half. They just couldn't keep Dallas off the board. I think that the Eagles will be able to move the ball. I really think Dallas – I think their defense is good. I really think they were up for that New Orleans game in a big way. I do.
Harlem Cowboys supremely confident. He's one of those people. He's one of those Cowboys fans living in that gassing up that bubble, baby.
Yeah, keep thinking about it. Keep thinking about it.
Gas them up, baby.
I hope the players were out, and I hope they were at the clubs, and I hope they're having fun.
The Eagles want. Gas them up.
I want the Cowboys. I want the bubble to pop. I'm telling you, next week I have a feeling our post-game show is going to be quiet. We're not going to hear much noise from Dallas fans.
Mega Bear chimes in. Dak Prescott's the type of dude to get deep penetration by Fletcher Cox. I completely agree.
Yeah, I will say defense
penetration deep.
They got to get at Prescott. I think they got to blitz him more than they did the last game. You got to blitz him.
Chiefskate Coin goes, Bitterbirds, what do you think the Eagles should do with Wallace once he's healthy? Yeah, they're going to have a decision on their hands between Wallace and Mac Hollins.
Well, I mean, are we talking
with the IR situation?
If both guys are healthy and they're at the same level of healthiness, I'm choosing Mike Wallace. I mean, I like Hollins, but I got to get a guy with experience.
Yeah, stretching the field with the speed.
Yeah, you need this team needs somebody to stretch the field. And to be honest with you, I don't think they do enough with Aguilar running deep routes.
Yeah. Let's see. Any other people got questions? LT goes, blitz Prescott on obvious downs, but focus on Elliott, period.
Yeah.
You take away Ezekiel Elliott and you force Dak Prescott to beat you, that's how you beat the Cowboys.
You win. Yeah.
Like those throws that Carson Wentz was missing tonight, those are throws that Dak Prescott misses on a consistent basis.
Yeah, he misses them every week.
Yeah. And that's why I hate this Dak and Carson talk, because it's like I see Dak missing these 10-yard outs, like 2 to 3 of these a game, and it's like, Carson had this terrible game tonight. This is like as bad as Carson's going to get, and it's like the worst of the worst from Carson is almost like the best from Dak. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I still, the thing is Dallas doesn't really let Dak do nearly as much as the Eagles. Carson has so much more range to do type things that he does than Dak does. Dak is all about ball control, get into third and short, and don't make mistakes. And that's all he basically tries. He's a game manager, in my opinion.
Yeah. Tacos chimes in, says, what's your thoughts on Golden Tate getting into the offense? He needs to be targeted more. I like that. I thought he got involved more today. Tonight. I kind of like what I saw, and they've been making some positive strides.
Right.
The last 2 weeks.
Well, and it wasn't just the first few weeks, it was just like a wide receiver screen, then run after the catch. This week, they actually had him out in some patterns. He caught some balls 12, 13 yards downfield. And then it also opened up later those quick wide receiver screens and things like that. They used him a lot more effectively than they have used him in any game, I thought.
Yeah. Let's see.
I mean, that pass to Carson where he got hit first drive of the game, I mean, that was a great pass, great catch.
Yep.
But it was good to see Tate involved.
Any news on Peters? I haven't heard anything yet. We got on here on the on here, and yeah,
I think Lane's playing better though. I think he's getting a little more healthier.
yeah. I mean the entire the entire offensive line is playing better because they're running the ball.
Right, right.
Like I've been saying it all season long.
I know. If they would have done that, if they would have done,
I literally was begging more than Ben Simmons was begging back for Kendall Jenner, and he finally listened. It's like last year it only took 3 weeks for Doug Peterson to realize he needed to run the ball.
The San Diego, I always say San Diego, the Los Angeles Chargers game was the game that they started to run the ball. Because remember the Giants game, they won a 61-yard field goal, but that was a close game. I mean, it was a close game till the end. But that Chargers game, I remember doing the recap with you, and we're like, they ran Blunt. Blunt had a huge. It was like, finally, this is the balance we like, and they went on a streak. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they're doing it late, but I think that they found something.
Yeah, what's happening right now? It's like, last week was the week 3 Giants game. Then today, today wasn't really the Chargers game, but last week was like the boost. Starting to get the ball rolling as we kind of put it. And, you got 2 wins in a row now, and now you got something to build upon when you play Dallas. And when you played Dallas only a month ago, you really weren't running the ball with Josh Adams. You weren't.
Not at all.
And you're looking at a completely different Eagles team from even a month ago. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so they're starting to figure it out. Run the ball, Josh Adams. You run the ball, you get the balance, and offensive line plays better. It's unbelievable.
I think I got a feeling.
Yeah, go.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to say, I got a feeling that the Dallas game is going to be their best game of the year as a team. I just got that feeling. I got a feeling they're going to beat the crap out of Dallas. I do.
Yeah. What's amazing? It's like I'm getting on Wentz today. It's okay. It's okay to say some things about him today, but when you really look at it, right? In the weeks leading up to this game, Carson Wentz wasn't having time to throw. So it's like we're getting on him for missing some of these throws, when in reality in the past we've had like 5 or 8 of these plays be wasted downs because he would get pressured and he'd have to either throw the ball away or he's taking a sack. Today he didn't get sacked tonight. He wasn't hit as much tonight. And that's due to the balance that you're now creating and the offensive line being able to get into a rhythm. They're playing better. Josh Adams you're getting that going. You're getting the screen game going. It's opening up for you. Yeah. It's amazing what happens.
It is. It's amazing when you actually have some sort of balance and you're not so predictable. Like I said, I think Carson was okay today. I thought he missed some passes. And maybe some of those rush throws when he feels the pressure, maybe he's feeling pressure too quick because of all the hits he took all year. So hopefully that'll stop or calm down. But they did what they had to do to win this game. Now, next week, Carson's got to be better. He's got to be better or they're not going to win. He's going to have to play his best game of the year next week.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. It really is because since the bye, he's like the only one I'm waiting to get turned around here.
Right.
Because it's heading into the bye, it's like he was the only one that was like kind of playing well.
He was keeping us in games. He
was keeping us in the season. And then since the bye, it's like he's taking a dip, but we are starting to see some other areas that are starting to improve.
Yeah. I agree.
It's getting there. It's 87.3%.
87.3.
Want to round them up to an A-, maybe.
Maybe
we're getting there.
Hey, it starts after Thanksgiving, right? It starts after Thanksgiving.
Like here's the thing about it being 87.3%. Like the chances of you getting swiped right, I mean, maybe they're better, right? Maybe, but if you start getting Carson going, the entire offense going, you're a dime. All right, you're getting an immediate swipe to the right, as even a potential threat in the playoffs.
Yeah,
you can get everything going. You get Carson starts playing. I'm telling you, Carson needs to start playing better. And if he starts playing better, this offense can finally start to maximize some things. They scored 28 points tonight. Like they've been having trouble scoring in the high 20s. They scored
28 points, and they could have
had a lot more.
They had what 2 times they were at the 2 yard line, right? 2 or 1 yard line. The 4th and goal, didn't get it, and then the interception. They could have had more points. I mean, they could have scored, like you said, 40 points. Really, they could have.
I mean, if we're looking at where the Saints and the Rams are, they're scoring in the mid 30s, high 30s. Like you're almost there,
right?
Almost there, 87%, baby.
Yeah. Hey, I think, like I said, you beat the Giants, you get the wheels going. You beat the Redskins, it's going a little more. You got to play better each week. Each week's got to get better and better. So this was better than last week. Now next week's got to be better than tonight. But at least they found a running game. At least they found some balance. And I do think the last 2 series versus the Giants changed the Eagles' season. I think that's where they found it, and it showed tonight. Now, got to get ready for Dallas. Double moonwalk that ass.
Double moonwalk that ass. Hell yeah. All right. So let's see if we got maybe one more question we'll take, because I still got to write this recap. Let's see. Zeke will have over 100 yards. He might. We'll see. Should have been 42-13, says LT. Did anyone see Timmy? I didn't really see Timmy.
I think Timmy Jernigan.
Did he play?
I think he played. I think he went out with back spasms.
Okay.
I think.
There's some trolls saying Wentz is trash. That's okay. Let them think that.
Who's saying that? Are the Eagle fans?
How will they score against Dallas's defense? So somebody was asking that again. So that's Splash God.
How they scored?
The thing that you have to do against Dallas is to attack them. Is you have to run at them, north and south. Their linebackers are so good with Alvin Kamara and the way that they were doing last week. They're too quick going sideline to sideline. If you run the ball with Josh Adams to open up everything, that's how you beat Dallas. But it's not going to be easy to move the ball. I mean, come on, let's be real here. I mean, Byron Jones is going to do a great job against Alshon Jeffrey. Their linebackers are really good to go up against Zach Ertz. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to move the ball, but the Eagles' offense is getting going.
You need a good game plan, and you need to execute. And I think Carson has to have his best game of the year. And look, I'm a firm believer that when it comes to your division and it comes to the NFC East, you throw the records out and you play, and anything can happen.
EDP chimes in. EDP is the builder, baby.
What's up, EDP? How you doing, buddy?
EDP just wants to get his balls licked.
Get in line.
I love you. Get in line. Oh, I love you.
That's great.
Let's see. Jason Wall, Josh Adams, hesitation and burst is dynamic. What I need to see is like with Adams, there were a couple runs last 2 weeks where he tries to run and bounce it.
Yeah.
He can't quite get there.
Right.
Sometimes he has been I don't know how to explain this. It's when it's like a tight court, when he's bouncing and there's a lot of room to work with.
Yeah.
A lot of room to the boundary. He can turn the corner, but it's when there's less there, he kind of has more of a problem. And
do you think that's a
little
used
bit
to the NFL type thing?
That's a little bit due to stiffness, but that's also part of the reason why he's not a true maybe number one back. I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know. He's looked really good the last 2 weeks.
I think he gets
guy.
Yeah, I think he gets stronger and stronger as the game goes. That's the one thing I like about him.
That's true. Yeah, because he that was the big thing. In the fourth quarter when they were able to go on that drive.
Yeah, and he can get tough yards. I like the kid. I like him. I'm not sure he's your number one feature back, but with the salary he's making and stuff like that, let's say you take a back in the second round, more dynamic back, you could have for a few years, you could have quite a duo.
EDP says, dude, I lost my fucking shit when Wentz threw that pick. So that pissed me off. It really did. Because I don't know. Maybe, yeah, it did piss me off because it's like
It pissed me
been a
off.
little bit of a disappointment for me since the bye. Like
It pissed me off too. I thought it was. I mean, unless it looked like it got tipped, it was a bad pass, and there's no excuse for Wentz to throw that. But at the same time, I just really wish and thought they should have just ran on first down because they had been so predictable in the red zone on first down. Every first down in the red zone, I think they threw the ball every time.
yeah. Redskins review. Yo, shout out to Redskins review. I did some stuff with him last year. Really good content on his channel. Really smart guy. So yeah, good game. It's unfortunate. Mark Sanchez was your quarterback there after Colt McCoy got hurt. It's good defense. There's just nothing you can do. I mean,
they're riddled with. I mean, Redskins have been devastated. Yeah, it just devastated them.
Yeah.
But Redskin review,
shout out. It's funny because like we did that show where we picked the winners of the NFC East, and we picked the Redskins to win the division. And like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like I picked the Redskins because I refuse to pick Dallas. I don't care. Like I'm biased here.
Yeah. Well, was that before Alex Smith went down though? Right.
I think it was.
It
was after.
Was it after? Yeah. Then I don't know why the hell I picked the Redskins.
Well, I did. I did because I didn't think the Eagles were going to.
Yeah.
I even though like I've done like so I did like the radio thing on Sunday, the thing that I produced. And I congratulated it was funny because like I was trying to jinx the Cowboys. So we had Deb Carson on the Sports Skillet show that I produced on like Sunday. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yo, Deb, congratulations on winning the NFC East. What a defense you guys have. And she's like,
yeah,
don't speak too fast. I'm like, no, I don't know. I think you can get ahead of yourself. It's okay. You have a great defense.
Right.
Dak Prescott's turning the corner. Like Jason Garrett's getting better.
That's it. Get them all comfortable. Lube them up.
Get
them all,
baby.
Yeah, you got to get them feeling good.
Ishan Krishnagiri says, FedQ, if Dallas, the guy we drafted in Dallas, catches the game-winning touchdown next week against Dallas in Dallas, will you celebrate? I will most assuredly tell you that I will celebrate. Pants probably coming off, waving up in the air. I'm going to say that EDP would probably twerk when that happens.
It might.
If EDP's still here, I don't know if I'm correct with that. But I don't know. What would you do, Philly 500?
Dude, I'm gonna smoke a nice stogie because I didn't smoke one last week because we hadn't won 2 games all year. Now I'm not gonna smoke one again this week because I don't want to jinx it. But if we beat Dallas and I don't have to shave my head, I'm smoking a stogie. I may even have to dip it in eggnog.
So EDP is asking twerk or what? So somebody was asking me what I would do if Dallas Goddard scored the game-winning touchdown in Dallas when they drafted Dallas in Dallas. I said I would take my pants off and just wave them around and have my junk just hanging. I don't know what you would do, EDP. What would you do if that happened? Game-winning touchdown in overtime, Dallas Goddard. Would you twerk? I'm sure you would, right? Like most assuredly, correct? We'll see if what EDP has to say. Paul Toy says, "I drank all your eggnog, King."
Damn it! Everybody keeps drinking my eggnog, taking it, running out of the house with it. It's annoying.
Oh, that video you sent me was so funny.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That was a blow up, man.
Jason Wall says, Philly Adrian, great work as always. If this keeps up, I'll be back walking in no time. Yeah, shout out to Jason Wall. He underwent some recent surgery. So he's rehabilitating, and I wish you a speedy recovery.
Speedy recovery, my man, and you're definitely in my prayers and have been, and I'm glad that you're on your way to recovery.
Yeah. EDP says, I would run outside screaming, suck my dick to all these faggot-ass cow bitch fans. What you would do? So you would just run outside butt naked, right? No, not butt naked. Just outside sucking my dick. Just out. Actually, that's a little that's you've tamed yourself, EDP. I'm actually impressed. That's taming yourself. If you're just out there just screaming that, that's better than what I'm doing. I was taking my pants off. I was having my junk out. Billy?
I'm just smoking a cigar.
Yeah, picture a scene where you're just like sitting in a chair smoking a cigar. I got my pants just waving. And then there's EDP just out in the distance. Suck my dick, bitches!
Like, to me, it's just going to be like a relief. Like, oh, man, I don't have to shave my head. Thank God. Like, it's going to be like that, like I'm just going to have to sit and be like, man, this was close. And it was my idea to make the bet. So it totally would have almost backfired on me. So who knows? Who knows? I don't plan those things. It just happens.
All right. So we're going to do final thoughts and we're going to get out of here. We're already we did 55 minutes. See, it's funny, man. When they have a nice little 2-game winning streak going, these shows, they go quicker. 55 minutes we did already. I have to do this recap.
Wow, I didn't realize we were that long. That's crazy. My final thoughts are: we won 2 in a row. Finally, we won 2 in a row, and I think the best is yet to come. I still think we haven't played our best football yet, and I think it's coming slowly but surely. And if we get a really good game out of Wentz next week, we win this game.
I like it. I like it. Own Dallas.
Dallas still stinks.
Gas them up.
Gas them up.
Let them think that they're the best, that they're winning the NFC East. Let them stand on top of the throne. Let them think that they have it.
I love it.
Rip their fucking heart out.
That's it.
Run the table, baby.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if we ran the table, go to the playoffs, somehow end up in the Super Bowl? Would that be like the story of stories? I mean,
unbelievable. Yeah. Well, let's just beat Dallas first. Let's do that. That's just 500. I'm Adrian Fetchu. Dallas still stinks.
Dallas still stinks.
Make it 3 in a row. 3. We're out. See ya.
Peace.